If you're a reader or a leader of any type, you need to be watching this video. Today, I'm going to be talking about the 16 leadership lessons from no one else other than Robin Sharma. If you're not familiar with Robin's work, he has outstanding books available to us all under the titles of The 5 a.m. Club, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, The Leader Without a Title, and he actually has a new book coming out called The Wealth Money Can't Buy. It's literally coming out on April 9th. You should check it out. I just pre-ordered my copy. So let's dive into the 16 leadership life lessons from this leadership expert, Robin Sharma, who is the pinnacle of success when it comes to the greatest mentor, I guess, that the world has seen. He is mentoring people like massive business moguls, billionaires, people who are world makers, world move makers. They're changing the game on how we do things. He's mentoring sports athletes and music moguls and all the people that are at the tippy top of success that a lot of us are looking to get to. The person behind them, the person that's in their ear on a daily basis, is this man named Robin Sharma. So before I go any further, please subscribe to the channel. Please like this video and hit the notification bell. I'm going to be taking YouTube by storm in 2024. I'd love for you to be on the journey. My name is Owen. I'm the founder of Unleash the Knowledge. You can check out that page later on. I'm all about books. As you can see, the amazing books behind me. And I'm all about making ourselves the best possible person we can be, taking on our fears, taking on new challenges, and essentially building a business or building a personal brand that speaks to who you are and to impact lives of others around the globe. So let's get into it. The 16 life lessons from leadership expert and massive best-selling author, Robin Sharma. The first one, pretty funny, pretty ironic, but it's excellent things happen to people who do excellent things. You cannot expect an outcome that's going to be extraordinary if you're still in the mundane, if you're still operating at a very low level. It's amazing how people can imagine that they want this new outcome, this better house, better life, better car, better friends, more money, bigger business, or whatever it might be, better job, but they're still operating on a daily basis as the person who is getting the outcomes that they're currently getting. So Robin says his first leadership life lesson is excellent things happen to people who do excellent things. And he also has this great quote in one of his books. I can't remember which book, but it essentially says, each day, our days are our lives in miniature. So if you're looking for this wild level of success in 10 years, 15 years, or 20 years, whatever it may be, if you're thinking about what's my legacy, what's my impact, you want to think about what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, because our days will compound and our days in miniature end up being our lives. So take that into consideration. The second one is morning exercise is a game changer. So Robin's latest book, not the one that's coming out in April, is called The 5 a.m. Club. He is a massive advocate for getting up before the sun, essentially getting up at 5 a.m. Obviously, that's in the title. And he has this formula called the 20-20-20 formula. I'm not going to get into depth on it right now, but what I will say is in the first 20 minutes of your morning from 5 a.m. to 5:20, he wants you and he encourages you to be exercising, to get a sweat, to get the blood flowing. There's a lot of neuroscience and research behind why that's beneficial, which again, I'm not going to highlight on this specific video, but the second life lesson that Robin Sharma wants us to know is that morning exercise is a game changer. Number 3, the things that are generally the hardest to do are actually also the wisest to do. This lesson can kind of speak for itself. If you're going to go through a challenge or adversity and you're going to power through, you're going to come out maybe with some scars, but you're also going to come out with wisdom and a lot more self-confidence and a lot of emotion on what you were able to accomplish. And now when you go against another feat that is going to be similar to perhaps the one you just went through, it's not going to seem as bad because you now have the data and the understanding and the experience that you are able to power through. So Robin's saying here that if you're going to do the hard things, it's a wise decision to do. And usually choosing to do the hard things are ones that are going to grant you the most wisdom to be able to elevate in your career, elevate in your life, and grow more self-awareness. So that is number 3 for Robin Sharma's life lessons. Number 4, words can help people grow or hurt people's hearts. If you've read any book, you've probably heard of the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And I think it's the first agreement that he says, be impeccable with your word. So a lot of Robin's work stems from some of Don Miguel Ruiz's work too. And this idea that our words are so crucial, they can help and uplift a nation. I mean, think of the world leaders that we've had, or the civil rights leaders, or any leader, period. Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa, Barack Obama, all the people that we've had in our lives who have been able to lift up nations or races or demographics simply by their voice, by the choice of their words, is absolutely incredible. But then at the same time, the power that we have as humans with our words can also break down and crush other people. It can take away belief from people. It can push people to the brink of suicide, unfortunately. It can push people into the depths of depression. I mean, everyone can pretty much say that they've been bullied at least one time in their life. And it's usually words that have caused that bullying at least to begin before potentially things have escalated. So the fourth life lesson from Robin is how important words are, how they can be used to strengthen people, but they can also be used to hurt people. So be very mindful of the words you use. And essentially, as Don Miguel Ruiz says, be impeccable with the word. This fifth one I love so much because I am a massively creative person, and I've also found so much solace in being alone and being in solitude, which was not like me when I was younger. So this fifth life lesson from Robin Sharma is that creativity shines the brightest when we are alone. He wants us to give ourselves time to be alone, to think, and to do nothing. Sit in silence, sit in stillness, whether this is meditation or just sitting with a journal perhaps, or even just waking up before everyone else in your family, in your household, and just being alone with a nice cup of coffee. This moment, if you've ever experienced this, even for a glimpse, you can notice that you can come up with ideas that you would have never had thought of before, which is so incredibly interesting. And it's very hard in this life in 2024 to find stillness and solitude because we're all rushing around. We're trying to get to our jobs or build our businesses. We're trying to get right back on the computer or get on social media and check out what the latest thing is happening on our feeds. So if it's imperative to find the time for solitude and stillness because it allows your creativity to flourish. And honestly, every one of these I just love because they speak to who I am so truly. So number 6 is now education is inoculation against disruption. He encourages us to read for at least 1 hour a day, to be constantly being this lifelong learner, this voracious reader, this seeker of knowledge, to be able to capture all this data, take time to reflect on it, and then put it into our daily life so we can better ourselves and better those around us. In addition, with education, this is going to allow you to refine your craft, grow your knowledge. So if you're a leader in your company or you're a leader in corporations, this act of educating yourself, going to seminars, getting a coach, taking courses, reading books, the whole deal, listening to podcasts, it's going to allow you to open up your mind to new ideas and new thoughts that can then benefit who you are in your performance, but then also directly impact those that are around you as well, which is absolutely crucial for our world to literally uplift. We cannot be operating with the same level of knowledge from 1900 or 1950 or 2000 or even literally a minute ago. Like, we should be constantly learning, constantly elevating in our crafts so that we can be delivering the greatest amount of work that we can, in whatever capacity that is, so that our world can continue to get better, it could get healthier, it could get safer, and all the above. Number 7 might be one that can really hit you guys hard. The fears that you don't face become walls, and doubts are destroyed by strong actions. This is so crucial because we all, whether we want to admit it or not, we experience fear. I mean, fear is the greatest level of marketing in the marketing people's eyes. Fear is something that, gets us to act, creates urgency in our life. The fear to not have a paycheck coming in, or the fear to not have the next client coming in, can push you to be better in your career and in your business, to be attacking the day in and day out. However, if you give into fear, it's going to put up walls in your mind and in your reality. And by not facing your fears is a quick way for you to crumble. So as daunting as it is, you should be facing your fears head on so they don't become walls within your mind or within your lives. And the quickest way to remove any doubt that you might have, I'm actually working on a book about self-belief, and self-doubt, of course, is a big aspect of not having self-belief. So if you have doubts, the best way to destroy them is through action. You know, it's funny, like I went to a naturopathic doctor once for the first time ever, and she had asked me, you know, how do I alleviate stress? And, you know, some people, I guess she was expecting, you know, some people are like, oh, I go drink, or I go hang out with my buddies, or maybe I smoke weed, or maybe I step away from my work. And I had the most unorthodox answer, I guess, that she had ever heard of. And I literally said, I go do the work that I know that I need to do, because usually my stress stems from either procrastination or just having a very long to-do list. So the best way for me to alleviate doubt or alleviate stress is by taking action towards getting rid of whatever the thing is that's giving me stress. So this lesson is really interesting to me too. Number 8, what hurts us can help us. Leverage hardship to claim your natural heroism. I mean, this one hits home for me, and I'm sure it does for you too. When you go through challenges, you go through hardship, it's what makes you. You know, a diamond is made by the pressure that it can weather and the pressure that it could take on. You know, it's not made just by growing a crop or you just finding it wherever it is. It comes from years of pressure getting pushed up against it to create this magnificent item that we're all seeking, right? For our spouses or for, you know, anyone. I mean, it's just the most pinnacle of stones, gemstones that anyone can probably desire. So this act of, like, when you get hurt, it's finding that moment in time of what you could learn from that. It's taken me years to understand this, but now that I learned this and now that I truly embody this, whenever something left goes in my life, like I literally, you know, I'll share it here. I just had a spinal cord tumor removed from my spine, and it was malignant, and I'm 27 years old. I mean, who could potentially go through a moment of that? But I'm truly confident, and I'm honest to say this. I literally went through the whole experience with a smile on my face and with a cool, calm-headed mind, because I knew if I'm going to stress about this, it's only going to damage my body even more. It's going to make my body tense up, and it's going to make everything be worse. But if I could use this and find the silver lining, or what God's message is within this moment in time, which of course had a lot of hurt, had a lot of pain, had a lot of stress for myself and for my family and for my peers. It completely revolutionized the experience and has completely revolutionized my next steps. I mean, I had a massive moment to reflect on the whole year during this time recovering from this surgery. And now I'm realizing how powerful it really was, because it told me that I can literally power through anything I potentially would go through because of my mindset or the way I go about my daily life. So if you're going through a time of struggle or something just traumatically happened to you, I know it's probably the craziest thing, or you don't want to hear it, that there's a silver lining or there's a blessing involved, but truly there always is. So leverage this hardship to reclaim your natural heroism. Amazing message from Robin Sharma. I'm going to cut things off right there at number 8, and we're going to get back with the rest of the list, another 8 in another video. But I hope this was very interesting to you. Again, please subscribe to the channel, like, and comment if you feel the need to do so, or comment please which lesson meant the most to you. I'd love to hear and see if we align on some of them. But these were 8 life lessons from Robin Sharma, the leadership expert who's mentoring massive moguls across the nation, and is coming out with a new book in April. Check it out. And he has many best-selling books that have previously been out. They've completely changed my life, and I know they will for you too. I'll see you guys soon.